I'm Melissa.
And I'm Mike. I just realized, like, the way I have the microphone here on the screen, it looked so gigantic. Like, the microphone looked like
Like you got the boom
entirely
mic.
too big. Yeah, entirely too big. So, how's
Yeah.
your Thursday going? How's your day going?
My day is going great. It's going
That's good.
fine.
That's good.
I'm ready for the weekend.
Yeah.
I was feeling real, I was talking about my allergies the other day, and I'm pretty sure it's allergies. It's definitely not like a cold, but with allergies and a cold, I feel like they feel the same if they're
Yeah.
bad enough.
I
And
think Saharan dust.
that's the hair and dust. No, I felt so bad last night. I was just laying here, like, I went to bed pretty early, and I was just like, oh my God, like a cough in the back of my throat, like
Yeah.
runny nose. It was awful, but today's
Yeah.
much better.
That's good.
How are
So,
you?
I'm doing wonderful. It's the end of the day when we're recording this, so it's starting to wind down. I like it.
I was
Um,
gonna bring y'all banana blueberry muffins earlier, but I ran out of time.
ah, that's no fun. You're drinking coffee and I'm drinking water.
Oh, well, health is wealth.
I mean, you know,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
We're just too
it's
late in
just
the day
already
for that.
gone. Yeah, it's just already. So today is game time, but it's what, the first game time of the month. So what are we calling
Our
it?
faves.
Our faves. So we're doing our faves for this month. So you want to go first?
I'll
Tell
go
us what
first.
yours is.
Yeah, I was going back and forth because even when I was cooking, I was like, ooh, wait, actually, I should do this as my favorite. But I'm going to stick with my original, and that is Aldi's fried pickle dip. Have you had it? You
Pickle
probably
dip.
haven't
I've
had it.
heard about it. Somebody, maybe you were talking about it. I've heard about it. I have not
Oh, I was
tried it.
talking about it the other night. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I have not tried it. Now I want to try it though. I want to try it.
I'll bring y'all some. It is so good. Obviously, if you don't like pickles, like if you aren't an actual, I would say if you're not a pickle lover, really, because
Right.
you have those people who are like, oh yeah, I mean, I don't hate pickles, but I don't love them. No, you really gotta, I think, like pickles for this. But I would explain it like it's like a cross between um sour cream and onion dip, and then you like pour a little bit of pickle juice and like chunks of pickle in it.
Okay. Okay,
I
yeah,
think like it has
that
that kind
sounds
of
like that would
vibe.
be good. That sounds like that would
So
be
good.
delicious. Yeah.
It's
I'm a
so
big
good.
sour cream and onion dip person.
Right. Put
Yeah.
some sour cream and onion dip and a bag of chips in front of me.
Oh yeah.
Could make a meal out of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I discovered it because I go to Aldi. I like going to Aldi for grocery shopping. I don't know if you guys like that, but
Yeah.
I recently became an Aldi fan, and then I see so many videos online too that I feel like the one I go to doesn't have as many cool things that I see
Oh
online,
really?
but it's
Yeah,
like
we've
Target.
been to ours, like, the one. Well, it's probably the same one
Yeah.
you go to.
No, I go to
Like,
the one over here.
oh, there's one over there. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
by
that
Five
far from
Below.
here, but we just I think it's like I always forget that it's there.
Mhm.
It's just like, it's not
Yeah.
that I intentionally don't go there. It's just I never think about it. Like when we need stuff, I never think, oh, we should go to Aldi for that.
No,
Although they
I.
did have that one brand of pasta, because
Oh
when we were
yeah.
doing Noom, I told you how
Mhm.
things were classified as, green, orange, or red,
Yeah.
and they had a pasta that was categorized as green, which, to find like a
Mhm.
pasta that was green was really unusual. So
Yeah.
that was a big one. I forget why. I forget what it was made from, that it was categorized that way.
They have a lot of neat, just like different stuff there.
Yeah.
So I also saw, I was just like I like looking at all their different dips sometimes, and they have like a whole slew of cheeses, and they have some pretty cool different snacks and stuff. So I always just browse there, and I saw the fried pickle dip, and I'm like, listen, I love fried pickles, okay?
Right.
So automatically I'm like, yeah, this is probably good. But yeah, I don't know. I was like, let me try it, and it was bomb. I eat it with some pita chips. I've also tried it with pretzels. They had this one. It's called I saw it on Instagram or TikTok called street corn dip,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
this girl said she eats it with like little Frito chips, and that's really good. So I want to try that one next. But my monthly fave is my fried pickle dip.
Fried pickle dip. Wow. So see, I wonder because we you're talking about going to Aldi for like unusual stuff, and we had gone
Mhm.
to I think I told you this, that Wild Fork, which I didn't even know what that
Oh
place was
yeah.
there in Winter Park. I didn't even know what they were. I thought it was a restaurant actually at first, but
Mm.
it's like it's a like a just a food store. Like they sell different meats. They sell some other stuff like some prepared meals, that you can or some like packaged meal kind of things. Excuse
Yeah.
me. And we went there last week or the week before maybe it was, and we bought a bunch of stuff. And one of the things that because Jay was doing like stuff for he wanted to do like meal prep for his lunches for the weekend. He bought
Mhm.
ground elk, and
Hmm.
we made that up last night. We just fried it
What is
up for
elk? Is
him.
that like a deer?
It's like a large deer. Yeah, I think it's in the same family as deer,
Mm.
reindeer kind of that size,
Well,
like
that's
big.
just sad. That's
Yeah.
terrible. Now that I
Long
hate
story
that.
short, we ate
I
Rudolph. No,
hate that.
yeah, but I was surprised because I know like if you've ever had venison, like
Yeah.
venison, they say they call it a gamey taste. It just doesn't taste like beef. It's got a little bit of a
I've noticed with
different taste.
venison, yeah, you gotta like when I've cooked with it, you gotta season it a little bit more
Yeah.
than the
And maybe
average meat.
that's yeah, maybe that's what it was with this. Maybe that's what we did because we did season a little bit when we were making it, but
Hmm.
I tasted some of it and it was good and it was very lean. It was very lean meat. Um like it had enough as we were cooking it enough kind of grease or whatever in the pan to prevent it from being like sticking to the pan, but it wasn't greasy. There was, it wasn't a greasy meat at
Mm,
all. It was very yeah, I was surprised. But they sell
it's
all kinds of
interesting.
stuff like that. Like they had bison, they had some really nice looking briskets there. That I was thinking about buying. They had
Mhm.
everything. They had seafood, like different kinds of seafood. So if you're ever looking to
Love
like
seafood.
yeah for stuff like that, like that's a place to check out. And the prices, I was
Yeah.
surprised because it's kind of like a specialty store like that. I was kind of thinking that the prices were going to be ridiculous, and they weren't. We also bought, which we haven't made yet, some little sliders, and I don't know what kind of meat those are made from.
Oh, like little
Those
burgers.
yeah, they might be bison.
Mm.
They might be
I
bison
think I've
slide. I don't
had a
know.
bison burger before. I
Yeah,
feel
they're
like at a
good.
restaurant or something like that, you can get them.
Yeah, I've had them at a restaurant, and they're good. They're good. It's
I
good
love
meat.
those kind of store. Like same thing like Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is just way too busy.
Yeah.
At
Yeah,
any time, it doesn't matter what time of the day you go to Trader Joe's, you just have to
yeah,
expect that the parking lot is going to be. First of all, what's up with them putting Trader Joe's in just
the
um
busiest
the
part.
worst the worst
Yeah,
like parking lot setup.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you know it's going to be busy. We all know it's going to be busy at this point. Put it
yeah,
in an area with a Walmart parking lot, okay?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
a big empty parking lot.
yeah.
They
Not
always
somewhere
put
where it's
it.
sharing a parking lot with like all these little like what's in there. I think there's a Shake Shack.
There's a
There's a
Shake
bunch of other
Shack,
little
like a
places
hair
in there.
place.
Yeah,
Yeah. And there's
yeah,
like
yeah. That
15
was
parking
silly.
spots.
Yeah, yeah. The funny thing is, you mentioned Trader Joe's. When you said Aldi, for some reason
Yeah.
in my head, I was thinking Trader Joe's. So I was thinking, oh, that's where you're getting the pickle dip.
That's
So
they have like similar Aldi's like the cheaper, less busy, even though Aldi does get busy.
yeah,
Trader Joe's, like they have I love those kind of places that just have the little different snacks.
yeah. And
Look for
Aldi. Funny thing is, Aldi and Trader Joe's both are known for selling um, low-priced wines that are good
Oh
wines that are
yeah.
really good wines.
Yeah, Nicole introduced me to an Aldi wine. So
Yeah,
good. It's
yeah.
literally
I
like
got
$5.
Yeah, yeah. The one at Trader Joe's, it used to be $3, I think, but it was like I
Crazy.
had gotten one there that was a cab sauv that was really
Mhm.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Well, mine for today, I was thinking about this when we talked earlier, and I was thinking about earlier, or I think it was last week. We were out, and one of the neighbors was cutting their grass, and I heard their lawnmower running, and it was a gas mower. And for a long while now, we've had a battery mower. Like
Hmm.
I think probably it was right after we moved into the house that we were in before we bought this house. So probably at least 5 years ago, it was that we bought. We needed a new mower,
Hmm.
and the battery mowers had just come out at that point. And so I was like, if I'm going to get a new one, I'm going to get one of those, you know. And we still have that same battery mower,
Hmm.
and it runs like it did the first, the day we got it. And I said to your mom, I like when we have had gas mowers in the past, you use them one season, then they sit, now in Florida, it's not like it is, up north maybe where it sits all winter, but ours
Hmm.
will sit for, probably half of December, maybe half of January, maybe all of January, depending on how cold it is, because the grass just stops growing.
Hmm.
And it always seems like you have a gas mower 2 years and it starts acting up and you have problems getting it to start, and yeah, you can maintain them to keep them in running order, but that's a pain, and you have to change the oil on it every year and all that. The only thing that we've had to do with our battery mower is I actually had to get an additional battery for it.
Oh
And
yeah.
I've had, so we also have the trimmer and the edger and all that are use the same battery. They're all the Ryobi ones. It's the Ryobi mower and the Ryobi trimmer and edger and all
Ryobi's
that.
good.
Yeah, and they all use the same battery. So we had one of them die on us, like because the blower uses the same one. So we had one of the batteries die on us. So I bought a replacement for that, and then I bought another one just to have an extra one. But
Hmm.
like that's literally the only thing that I've had to do with this mower in like 5 years that we've had it, and it still works. Like
Oh
now, of
wow.
course, on Saturday or whenever I go out to cut the grass, it'll not start for me. But no, but it's so reliable, and
Hmm.
it's um it's just funny because like I said, when I heard the neighbors and theirs was like sputtering a little bit, I was just like, man, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that anymore, because that was, and the same thing with the trimmer, like those gas trimmers that use that two cycle, in them, the two cycle oil mixed with the gas, like that
Hmm.
was always a pain too, because I always had to have one gas can in the garage with gas for the mower, then I had to have a separate one in the garage with the mixture of the two cycle and the gas for the trimmer. And then those trimmers, if the mower lasted me 3 or 4 years, the trimmer might last me two. It always seems like those things just died after a year and a half or something like that. It would be like, okay, well, it won't start anymore. Replace the spark plug. Nope, it still won't start. And then I just get frustrated and I go buy a new one. Like that was the process. And now we did actually, the trimmer we initially bought did no, it didn't die. The battery died in it, and I wanted to get a new battery for it, and they didn't have any batteries when I went to get it, so I bought a whole new one. So now I have one, the original one that I bought that I use just for trimming, and the other one I think I use for the edger. It's got the edger tool, and then I have the trimmer tool on the new one that I bought. But yeah, it's just the battery powered stuff is so much. Like if you're buying a new one,
Yeah.
don't buy a gas one.
Yeah, I remember what I remember from Ryobi or just like I guess any of the battery stuff, I think the only thing with those is you have to remember to put it on charge and
Yeah,
that
yeah,
it's charging. Otherwise, it's gonna be you're gonna wake up in the morning ready to have a productive morning and you're gonna
yeah,
realize that you didn't charge your battery.
yeah,
Now you gotta
yeah. I
wait.
mean, and
Productivity
that
gone.
yeah, that's also the advantage of having like spares too, though, is
Yeah.
even if you didn't charge the one you used last, you because like even sometimes
You
when we're
have that
cutting the
stand
grass, I'll have to
though.
use two. Yeah, I have the whole rack there for.
Yeah,
I think we
that's
have
the way to do
I have
it.
three chargers and I have five batteries right now for
Mhm.
those. But we have, like I said, we have basically four different devices that use that
Yeah.
battery. So I've got enough batteries for each device, and then one spare one that can be used as the swap in
And your
and
yard's a
and
decent size too.
yeah, and I've even moved to the same thing for like other tools, like the
Mhm.
the regular, like my drill is
Oh yeah.
not a plug. Nobody has a plug-in drill anymore, I don't think. But
Yeah.
even like circular saw, I recently got a DeWalt circular saw that's a battery powered one, just
Mhm.
because like who wants those cords anymore? But it is funny because we had the battery powered mower before we got the Tesla, before we got the first Tesla. And I think when you see how well one of those battery powered mowers like works, that's
Mhm.
where your mind starts to go, yeah, maybe a battery, an electric car is okay. And it is. So, yeah.
I think because I think of like I've had battery powered vacuums, which I like a battery vacuum. I like, I have the one that y'all gave me here and then I have my plug-in one and I use my plug-in one for like major cleaning moments, like a major cleaning
Right.
day. But it's nice to have the battery powered one because if I want to clean something up in like the room in the front that's far away
Right.
from, I can literally just carry it there. And then if
Yeah,
I
for
want to go to the other
quick
side of the
cleanups and
room,
that. Yeah.
yeah, I don't have to worry
Yeah.
about, plugging it in and doing all that and then wrapping the cord back up. And, it does, it's not the worst thing, but it
Yeah.
definitely makes it more convenient. But with battery vacuums, I've always had experiences with over time the battery just kind of sucking. And
Yeah.
it used to last for hours, and now I'll use it for 30 minutes, and it's,
Yeah.
now needs
Yeah,
to get put
that's
on charge.
we had that same experience with ours. Although the one we had that experience with was the one like the one you have that was the smaller one, and I think that one it was we had bought one and it like the battery suddenly would last like 5 minutes or something like that. It was really bad,
Yeah.
and but I think it was a faulty battery because they sent us a replacement and that one was fine. That's I think the one that you have now. And then we have
Yeah.
another battery powered. We actually have a Shark battery powered one that's a bigger Shark one, and then we have a Dyson battery powered one that's also like a bigger one that's more comparable to like a plug-in one, and those have great power. The only thing I've found with the battery ones that you can't do, those bags that you get that you like you can suck the air out of it. You
Oh,
put
yeah.
pillows and that in them.
Mhm.
The, I don't think the battery powered ones have enough power to work with those. I haven't tried the Dyson one. They're supposed
Mhm.
to be like the best, but um, I haven't tried the Dyson one for that. But I know the Shark ones they just didn't get enough suction to get all that air out of the bag.
Mine that you gave me, I think it like I can clean the whole place here, and I've just been trying to be more cautious on not put like I don't put it on charge just every time after I'm using it. I only put it
Right.
on charge when it's at one. I'm trying to
Right.
preserve it. But
Yeah.
that's what I always think of when I think of like battery powered things is oh man, but after a while the battery's probably just gonna go bad because that's what
Yeah.
happens. And I think
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people thought even battery powered cars were gonna be.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, even with the mower, like the one battery that I have that I had to replace, um, it wasn't that the battery like was losing charge early. Matter of fact, the battery that's the oldest one is the one that I mainly use for cutting the grass, and it lasts just as long. But this one,
Yeah.
it had some kind of a fault in it where it stopped charging. You'd put it on the charger, and it would just do this weird flashing on the charger. That's it, and that basically meant that the battery was faulty. But but otherwise, like I haven't had one of those ones anyway, like the kind for the mower and that have. And again, I'm gonna knock on some wood because next time I go to use it, it won't work.
Yeah, but
My
at
only
least you have enough backup batteries
yeah,
anyways that
yeah,
if one goes
yeah.
bad. And are they that expensive to replace? How much is a battery if it does break?
They're about $100 for one of the batteries. They're not cheap, but
It's not also.
I'm never paying for gas, to put gas in
I was
it.
gonna
So
say, depending how long it lasts, I don't think that's
yeah,
terrible.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
$100 and you have a brand new battery that's gonna last you a while. I don't think that's awful.
Yeah, no, that's it. My only complaint about the battery stuff is like each manufacturer has their own battery. Like Ryobi
Oh
has
yeah.
their own, DeWalt has their own.
Mhm.
Like Brandon just bought a Craftsman battery powered circular saw. That's got a different battery. I
Mhm.
wish they would standardize those batteries and make them that the manufacturers of tools standardize your batteries and make them now, because like now the smaller ones for the tools I think they're 20 volt, and the ones I think for the and I'm not an electrician, so if I'm using the wrong terminology, hate me. But though I think the ones for the mower and that are like 40. So you know, thing with that is that like if all of the ones that were 20, for like the hand tools and that kind of thing, if they were all the same, the same plug, like the same,
Mhm.
because they're the same, they're literally the same thing. They just have different like charging and different, the way they connect to the device is different. If they just
Mhm.
make them all standardized, it would be so
Oh, I
much better,
agree. Yeah,
you know?
I used to have a I think it was like an air compressor or something like that, like one of those
Yeah,
air pump things, the little gun. And I couldn't find the battery for it, like the bottom part. But I
right.
had a battery for something else that looked similar. Like if
Yeah,
I tried hard enough, I could have made it probably work. But that's a situation where yeah, you would literally have to
yeah,
okay, cool.
that's,
Now I gotta go find this. It's not just, can you just make it like a phone plug? Like, where I
yeah,
just plug it in
yeah,
instead of this
exactly.
whole fancy little charging base? Like, I don't need the charging base. I don't want the
Yeah,
charging base. Let me just plug it in like I do my phone and let's call it a day. Like, I can use
yeah,
the same cord actually to charge my phone to charge my computer.
yeah,
I
yeah,
like that. I
100%.
like that convenience.
100%. Yeah, what you're talking about is actually what I'm talking about too. It's that little pump for the tire pump thing. We
The,
have we
mm
have
hmm,
Jay's in the garage, and he lost the charger to it. So we've got the
mm hmm,
battery and we got the device, but we can't charge the battery because I can't find the right charger for it. If it was the standard battery like all of my tools use, then I could just plug my one of my DeWalt batteries into it and I
mm
could
hmm.
go. I'd be all set. And I
But
think it'd
they do
be,
that to make money because what do you
yeah,
have to
but
do now? You have to buy a new battery base, which they're gonna overcharge you
mm,
for. Like,
yeah,
spend a little bit more, you can get a whole new like piece. And it's not like they even just sell the batteries. Like, you can buy a charger cord. Like,
yeah,
you got to go online and find something on Amazon that isn't
yeah.
even probably branded. It's just a compatible.
Yeah, yeah, that too. I mean, I feel like though is if DeWalt and Ryobi and Craftsman and whoever else, Milwaukee, if they all use the same battery, like you'd sell more because now, like for example, most
Hmm.
of my tools are DeWalt. So if I'm going to buy a new tool that's a battery operated tool, I'm going to look only at DeWalt, which is great for DeWalt but terrible for everyone else. And it's the same thing with the other manufacturers, because if
Hmm.
I went and was looking at, a if I was looking at say a Craftsman one or I forget the other brand. There's another brand that Lowe's sells. If I was going to look at one of those and it was a good deal, but if it was the one that doesn't, like the one Brandon bought was the one that didn't come with the battery, right? I'd be a lot more likely to buy it if I go, oh yeah, but it'll use my DeWalt batteries. It'll use, like I think overall it would be a wash for them. It wouldn't be like people
Yeah.
would like, not buy replacement batteries of theirs because, they could get it from anybody. Because right now you can buy generic ones for any of those devices anyway. So
Right. I agree. I agree
yeah.
with you.
My Ryobi battery operated mower and yard tools are mine.
Go Ryobi.
Go Ryobi. If you want, and we're not being sponsored by Ryobi or by Aldi, but if they want to,
They want to send a gift card over. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, you know what? Something funny about Aldi though, real quick. It is funny because like they do charge for the bags. And Aldi was at first for a while the only one that I really realized
Oh
charges for
yeah,
bags. I usually
yeah,
try to bring my own bags, but even when I've done like Instacart for them before, like there's a portion on the receipt and it's like them charging for like X amount of bags or whatever. The girl
Yeah.
last time she brought my stuff in like 2 boxes, but yeah, they charge you for the bags. And
Yeah.
I noticed recently, I don't know if it's probably not because of Aldi, it's probably just to like, save their money or whatever. But I was at the mall recently and two different stores that I went to were like, "Do you want to spend 30 cents and get a bag? Do you want to spend 15 cents? Do you want to get a bag for 15 cents?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "Since when did all these places start charging for bags?" Okay, I thought it was weird that
Yeah.
Aldi did it because like I'm grocery shopping here, so naturally I'm going to have a lot of bags. Like I'm
Right.
spending probably $1.50 in bags. Well, now again, I bring my own, so I save money. But since when did these mall stores start cheaping out and charging for bags?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And
That
if
was
I'm buying like clothes or just even like just more than one thing in general, I'm not gonna say no.
right.
And what's 15 cents at the end of the day? But also, yeah, like
Yeah.
put store name in here. I won't sell you out. What's
Well,
15 cents? Eat that.
the silly thing to me about that is like they could just wrap it into the price of the merchandise. Like they could just make the
Yes.
merchandise cost more. Like why you're giving me that option to, you know, it feels like, yeah, we already roll it into the price of the merchandise, but we're just gonna charge you. We were at the mall, I think it was last weekend, and the same thing. We were in, forget what store, it was a clothing store. And
Hmm.
well, I know, now I'm going to call out the stores. Cotton On
I'll
is
call
one
out
of
the
them that
store.
does it, and I think
Cotton On. The
Children's
children's
Place.
place. That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking about. They charge
yeah,
15 cents.
yeah,
Uh-huh. And so does
yeah.
that that mini so store, the thing with the big Hello
Oh,
Kitty
yeah,
on it, 30
yeah,
cents for a bag.
yeah. Bad trend retailers.
Bad trend stores, bad trend. If you're struggling
Yeah,
for money, yeah, charge me like 5 cents more in my item. I would
right.
much rather
Like
like that
I
than
just, I mean, I feel like it's just bad for the stores to do that because, like, look at us talking about, like, if that item was
right.
5 cents more to cover the cost of the bag, I wouldn't even notice it. When you tell me you're charging me for it, now I'm angry. Like,
Now I'm
why?
angry.
What person in corporate thought that was a good idea?
Yeah.
Like,
You know where they also did it? When we go to, I don't know if they do it anymore because I can't remember the last time I went if they did it. Look, this is turning into like a peak and pit situation. Like we
I
said our
know,
loves and now I'm saying something I hate.
yeah, I know,
Um,
right?
but when we went to Sally Beauty, now they're just I was trying to cover the names, but now I'll sell all y'all out. But Sally Beauty, they were the same thing. And
Yes,
it's like a
yes,
paper bag, first of all.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
I know this paper bag does not cost you even 15 cents per paper
Yeah,
bag,
I
okay?
know. Right,
I know it costs you probably like 15 cents for the whole pack. So
right.
get out of here with that.
See, we just have to start outsmarting them and just carry like one of those cloth bags with you everywhere you go. And, oh
Yeah,
no, you can just throw it in here.
that's how I felt at the mall.
Yeah,
I was like, now we had already been to like a different store, so I had my 30-cent mini so bag like with us. And
right,
that, like they gave this big bag and there was only like three things in there.
right.
So the guy at Children's Place, he was like, "Do you want to spend 15 cents for a bag or do you just want to throw it in that one?" Like,
Yeah,
thank you, sir. Yeah, just throw it in here because I already spent
yeah.
30 cents on this
And
one.
I'm not blaming the guy behind the counter. Like he didn't make that
No,
decision.
yeah.
It's
Hey,
definitely
he saved
somebody.
me. He saved money.
Yeah,
But at the same time, come on. Now I got
yeah,
to start bringing my reusable bag in the mall with me.
yeah. That's
What?
insane. That's insane.
Crazy. My
Yeah,
Aldi, me walking in the mall with my giant Aldi bag that I paid
yeah.
for.
You just got to start carrying it. But then if you go walking around stores with like a backpack or something like that, then they're looking at you funny because they're
No, it
like,
looks
yeah,
suspicious. Yeah.
you know,
Like, no, I'll just throw it in my giant purse that I wore here
yeah,
purposely.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just got to
So
start
funny.
taking your biggest purse. But again, then they're looking at you funny because they're like, Look at her with that giant purse. Then they're watching you.
So funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that was just like
All
a
right.
little tangent.
All right. I got nothing else. I do have another one if we want to do more, but I think I'll save that for next time.
Yeah, same.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, guys, and check us
Ah,
out. What?
happy Father's Day, Dad. This weekend is your weekend.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's Sunday. Happy
Wow.
Father's
See,
Day to all the other dads out there as
yeah,
well,
that's right. All the dads that are here and those that
especially
aren't.
mine.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you mentioned that because I didn't know. Oh, no,
So guess
actually,
what you're
no. Now that you mention it, Brandon asked me the other day what we were doing for Father's Day. He said, are you just like cooking out or something?" I'm like, "There it is,
I was gonna say,
Mother's
yeah, so
Day."
Dad, guess what you're doing this weekend?
Yeah,
Get that grill ready.
yeah. Mother's Day, everybody takes her out to brunch. Father's Day, everybody says, "Dad, you grilling?"
Yeah, Dad, so what you putting on the grill?
Yep. So I guess I'll be grilling this weekend at some point. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye everyone.